Still waiting for the teams. I'll pop on the warm-up again as ever, so you guys can see what's happening. Still waiting for the teams to get ready. As you can see, we have Storix still with the rest of NaVi. That will change as soon as we go live, don't worry. But still warming up, so I'm just going to kind of chill in the background. Kind of sick, my voice is wrecked, so I'm going to try and maintain it as much as possible for these next couple of best of ones. It's a real slugfest, this one, potentially, as both teams are around the mid-table, with the top 6 teams going through to the offline LAN, and we're getting towards the end of the season now, so I believe NaVi are currently in 8th, 7th position, Dignitas are just above them. 6 points up for grabs potentially today, and a very important match is going to be coming up. If you have sound delay issues, restart the stream, refresh it, it'll fix them for you. Twitch has also just got off having some pretty serious issues. I think there was a server outage or something, so there may be a couple of lag problems. That's not on my end. But refresh your stream, guys, it'll fix the sound. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. Just refresh your browser and you'll be good to go. Until then, I'm just going to mute my microphone, get myself a drink, and as soon as we go live, I'll start casting the game. But for now, again, we're in the warm-up. Just thought you guys would prefer to see players wrecking each other as opposed to an AFK screen, so I'll be right back. Caster is a meanie. Yep, you got me. Yeah, as I said, refresh the stream, it'll work. It'll work wonders. You'll be amazed how everything will be just fine. The pleb master, huh? Damn. I've always wanted to be a pleb master. You have to reload every second minute? No, one refresh should sort everything out for you. If there's more issues than that, it's going to be because Twitch has some issues right now. Alright, so chill out, mate. So obviously coming into this one, NaVi will be firm favourites after their victory, hot off the win at ESL New York. Some impressive performances. Simple had a great tournament. Flamey dropped just shy of a 40 bomb. I believe it was Train against Virtus Pro, which is pretty damn nuts. Dignitas, though, pretty solid cobblestone team. Historically, have been good on this map for quite some time, so I'm quite curious to see how this one's going to play out. NaVi coming into this one as the heavy favourites, I think it's safe to say. But what do you guys reckon? You've heard my prediction. I think NaVi should take this 2-0. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, then by all means throw in some predictions there. What do you reckon the scoreline on Cobblestone is going to be? I'm going to go ahead and say 16-13 to NaVi. I think it will be really close. I think Dignitas will give them a run for their money. But I can see NaVi taking this. Dig 16-9. Okay. 1-1. So, if you said 1-1, who do you reckon is going to win which map then? Which map do you think is going to go the way of NaVi? Which one to Dignitas? I feel like if Dignitas are going to win a map, I think it will be Cobblestone. I think Mirage should be NaVi's pretty comfortably overall. But here we go. We're into the pistol rounds. Going to give us more indication as to how this map and indeed this match is going to be starting out. Dignitas on the T side, NaVi on the CT side. Of course, the T side on this map is pretty capable of picking up a whole bunch of rounds. You're seeing a lot more teams, especially Virtus Pro, starting to aggress more on the A side as opposed to the B side. And of course, I was casting a quadruple overtime yesterday between the VP and Mouse Sports, so got to see a whole lot of Cobblestone recently. Early damage is being inflicted through stables. Guardian's going to go and look for the frag and does indeed pick it up with the config. Surprises me a little bit. He didn't expect that push to come in, as Guardian was tapping from around the cannons for quite a while before that, but Magic's going to get tagged down to 52. The bomb is planted in amongst all the chaos. Rabino, in the meanwhile, is going to try and hold it down from the site on the statue, but Magic's gone down. Rabino comes back for a frag, but that's all he's going to get out of this round. And Guardian from behind is landing the one-taps here and there, and does pick up a third one-tap. Nice work with Edward getting the other two. And NaVi will romp towards that first pistol with only seized as a casualty of war. So, solid start. Here come the pauses. Yeah, so for those of you that are curious as to how today works and why it's two best of ones as opposed to a best of three, this is the ESL Pro League. So each map counts as 3 points. So 6 points on the line for today. And there are, I think, 22, 24 games. I'm trying to think of how many matches there are per season. It's upwards of 20 anyway. And we're getting towards most of the teams being on around 20 played. So we're getting towards the end of the season now. Top 6 teams will go through into the offline LAN. The rest of the teams obviously will not. And let me just quickly use my phone to bring up the league for you guys so you have a general idea of how it's playing out right now. Let me refresh that. So obviously, if you just caught the stream now, weren't watching earlier, a very emphatic victory by Ninjas in Pajamas as they 2-0'd Flipside very easily in the end, 16-1, 16-5, I think, or 16-6. And they're currently top of the scoreboard with 45 points. VP are in joint second place with FaZe and Fnatic, all of which have 39 points. Dignitas have 36. And to put things in perspective, NaVi are currently in 9th place with 33. But they have played considerably less matches than any team above them. So if they could win both maps today, they'll be in a really good position to leapfrog their way into the top 6. But that's enough about the leaderboard, the league as it is right now. Back into the action as the pause has been resumed. There is a Mach 10 in the hands of Magic, but other than that, it's going to be pistols. And already, NaVi are taking a lot of damage. A lot of wounded players are going to be on the battlefield. Seems with a quick fire double though with the UMP and the Incendiary will put 2 players to rest. Cajun B, the only player that has got a frag for Dignitas, and he's just doubled his bank account for here. Config, in the meanwhile, does come in with a kill of his own. Cajun B with a long-range Tech 9 headshot, and Config comes in with the 1 deke. In the blink of an eye, NaVi gets swept aside. And the start of that was looking great, with C's picking up 2. Brutal. Dignitas bounce back. So, now NaVi are into a force. Just Guardian with a little bit of money to play with. Of course, that's going towards his AWP fund. Just going in for the P250 and flashbang into this round. Pretty nuts. All things considered, that Dignitas bounced back into that round out of nowhere. Flamey is good for a kill into MSL, but down to 19 he will fall. Has to play more of the backlines now with his CZ. UMP has been picked up from the corpse. And meanwhile, Dignitas once again pushing towards the B side. Flamey's going to get a second kill with his very low health, leaving both Edward and C's with all to do by themselves. Are they going to be able to return the favour and pick up a 2v3 clutch of their own? They have the two SMGs, two powerful SMGs at that with the UMPs in their hands, but they don't have any kind of position to work off. They're going to have to be coming through the smoke of drop zone, which is where Cajun is watching, eagle-eyed with the AK-47. Two MAC-10s accompany that with magic and config in good positions on very healthy amounts of health right now. It seems like NaVi are pretty much tapping out of this one. Want to save the UMPs, gives them something to work with in round 4. And config's going to take at least one of those away. Surprising that C's didn't just back off by himself there. What is actually going on? GoTV has had a nightmare. Auto-director, whatever. The camera's had a nightmare. It's like, what's up? Let's go third person, bros. Why not? Get wrecked. They do save a UMP anyway, in amongst all of that chaos. Just spectator things. That's the sucky thing about being a one-man show here. Like, you're solo casting, streaming, trying to observe where you can. And if the camera just goes mental like that, you're like panicking, pressing buttons. And nothing works, of course. So Guardian's going to get given the UMP that Edward managed to save. This does give them 2 power plays instead, because Edward also retained a 5.7 on top of that. And himself with a MAC-10. And really expecting this to be the end result of round 4, with NaVi having really nothing to play with. Edward is going to put his 5.7 to work, though, on the A side of the map, but now his position is compromised. And he will have 2 angry terrorists charging his location down. Let's see how he can hold this off. What is going on with this camera? Please, sort yourself out, mate. That's doing my head in. It seems to be every time I switch to Edward. Yeah. Every time I press 3 to switch to Edward, it goes into, like, this weird overview. Again, what is this? Has anyone ever had this issue? Do you know what the fix is? I swear, every time I press 3 to spectate Edward, it goes crazy. So I'm going to have to try not to spectate Edward as much as possible, or just click through until I get to him. Smash the keyboard. That sounds pretty good. That's a good idea. Solid. Here come Dignitas anyway. Guardian, isolated, on long, all by his lonesome, is the first player to fall in this confrontation. Dignitas have the player advantage. It has been swept aside courtesy of Flamey and his M4. Now MSL's Molly is going to force Flamey away. And there's another one. So, oh my goodness, it's about to get really hot in there. It's going to burn alive. That's so awkward. 2 Mollies in around Murder Hole. They had one in Balcony, the other one in Murder Hole. And he burns to a crisp. Rip the retake dream. And now when I click on simple, it goes into that weird spectate thing as well. Just shoot me. Whoa! What is this? Now if I press 1, this is what happens. I press 1. Yep. Makes sense. Perfect sense, of course. Press 3. And press 5. I'm actually done right now. If this continues, I might have to reconnect. Or there's a cheeky eco, or like a pause or something. Or in halftime. Because that's tilting me like super bad. Even when I switch out of auto director, it still does it. Because I'm manually switching a lot of the time, because auto director is completely broken. It's sick, isn't it? Yeah, I will reconnect when I get a chance. I'm not going to do it in the middle of a rifle round, because people will lose their... Yeah, I'll let you finish that sentence. Couple of M4s that were saved in the previous round. The antique M4s are real, but they're going to be joined by a couple of Deagles and the P250. Flamey with the spray. He's going to land a couple of frags. He's eating a lot of damage in the process, but he is going to be able to retain the B platform control. Oh my god, are you actually serious? Now every team's doing it, for God's sake. 3 on 3 anyway. MSL lands the AK headshot. And we'll make a move outside. He will go down. I'm actually like tilting off the face of the planet, boys. I'm just gonna have to connect to the server in a second. I'm hoping that does fix it. I've actually never had this bug before, and I've casted a lot of Counter-Strike while streaming. Literally the first time. Right, we're mouse clicking, boys. MSL, 1-on-3 situation, 15 health left. And not long for this world. Guardian has landed the shot. Get wrecked. NaVi will take his second round. I was maybe going to say a couple of bad words. Yes, potentially, perhaps. But I'm proud of myself. I didn't. Noobcaster. You got me, bro. Yeah, you're saying double click spacebar. I am, but it's still... That's me. You can hear that? It takes the weapons away from some reason. Brilliant. Why not? Sick. Let's see if Auto Director can have our back for now. It's going to be rough observing, guys. But there's nothing I can do about this. Sometimes GoTV just bugs. It's one of the many delights of Counter-Strike. Don't worry, though, boys. Because Cbbe's picked up the first frag onto Simple. So it opens things up nicely for Team Dignitas. And Orpa did a pretty solid job so far. Pop flash for Magic as he is looking to move his way into the drop zone. Meanwhile, Flamey, Seized, and Guardian all on the B site by themselves. By themselves, I should say, is Edward, who's trying to rotate around the back, but he has to be careful because Config is laid in wait. Flamey is good for a kill, but he could very well get tested from the other side as Platform is being engaged on. Seized with a double spray down, beautiful AK control there over the end. 45 seconds though, 2-on-2. All that remains on the battlefield for now. Bomb is about to get picked up by Dignitas. It's on the platform. Cbble will take it from Self. Flamey is moving into position. You hear the footsteps above him, but he's not going to get anything done. It's all on Edward now. On the drop side. Tag from his right hand side. Cbble on the left. How could Edward even survive for this long? I was getting a bit worried there for Dignitas, thinking that the clutch was doable. But instead, NaVi been put back down once again. So, coming into this, I thought they'd be favourites to take this map fairly comfortably in the end. But Dignitas have had such a great start. NaVi won the pistol, instantly got their economy broken down. And they've been able to string together 2 rounds at all so far. So that could really end up hurting them in the long haul. They've gone for a force. It's going to include a couple of AWPs, 5-7 and a UMP. A lot of B presence once again. So the AWPs split up. Guardian will be running on long. Simple on B. And this is maybe a way for NaVi to get back into this one. Dignitas may not assume that this force buy is in motion. But they are playing this one very slowly and steadily. They're not choking. They're not checking any positions needlessly fast. This is where Simple could definitely turn up, though, and start delivering some fatal shots. He's in a perfect position. What a shot that is onto Cage, and the reaction speeds are real. And Simple could be good for a couple more kills here. There's the second one. MSL goes peeking, and he meets the same fate. Finally, they answer back with Rubino. He's going to briskly switch out to the AK and push in. Are they expecting the double stack? They're probably not expecting Flamey to be here, but now he's made some noise. And Rubino just comes out, wrecking the second player. Config, meanwhile, from drop, is going to do what he can to keep the dreams alive for Dignitas. And now Rubino in a 1-on-2. About 30 seconds left. Down he goes. 5-3. And a lot of that comes off Simple's crazy AWP shots. Rubino tried to do what he could from B platform with that quickfire double, but it just wasn't enough in the end. So that could be the rounds that sees NaVi start to steer this back in their favour. It's looking really poor for them. If they lose that round, they're back to broken. And Dignitas would have been in a 6-2 lead, and favourites to get at least a 7-2, 8-2 lead after that. So NaVi have given themselves a chance now. You can see that the economy of Dignitas isn't in a great place either. Tech 9, UMP. Rubino with the aforementioned UMP will be going in first for his team. Magic's just overtaken him though, hungry for those kills. Rubino with the UMP unfortunately just runs out of bullets, runs out of life, as Cbble now is going to be up for the spray down. We saw him get 3 Tech 9 frags from here earlier on, and now he's picking it up with the AK-47. A lot of confrontation through the smoke, but Cbble now has to try and hold off 2 separate locations by himself. Yeah, CT's coming around from the back of him, and he catches a grenade plumb in the face, and now seized with the UMP. Has this work cut out for him. He's spotted at MSL. Does deliver a couple of shots first class, but it's the UMP as opposed to an M4 in there at Dignitas. As soon as NaVi pick up a round, once again, they're unable to get 2 in a row. And this really hurts the CT's economy. You can see they are flat out broke. They may even go for a force buy, because they're eyeing up a double eco here anyway. A lot of teams would force in this kind of a situation. And it seems that is going to be the case here for NaVi, at least partially. It is Simple goes for the force. He's down to $200. The rest of the players maintaining with about $1,000. So I'll be curious to see what kind of a buy they get into the next round. I guess it depends how much emphasis they're putting on the AWPs. If they're not too keen on the AWPs, then they may very well just go for masses and M4s. But C's is going to get the first kill somehow, some way. But inevitably, Dignitas and their superior weaponry will shine and prevail in round 10. Simple's Deagle's doing pretty solid work. With 2 Deagles in play on Flamey and Simple, this isn't completely out of the realms of possibility, but Magic and his trusty AK are going to get 3k in the rounds. This is why I said about the double eco will be coming into play. That's exactly where NaVi are, so pretty much gift wrapping Dignitas a 3-for-1 rounds 2 rounds prior. 4 grenades though, 5 grenades. Where are they going to be stacking the barrage, the artillery strike? There's one up long, does a lot of damage actually. Just shy of 50, but Rubino comes out, Guardian and sees the both going to pick up frags in the meanwhile. And this is a pretty solid round for NaVi, considering all they had coming into this were HEs and some upgraded pistols. They've taken 2 members of Dignitas down already. Another grenade lands on the forehead of Magic. He's down at 12, but did at least pick up a kill beforehand. Now Guardian and a 1 on 3. He's already been tagged. He has no Kevlar. Aim punch is going to be a nightmare, but the frags are coming in. Oh, he's down to 1 health. He's picked up a second frag. Is the 1 HP dream real? Surely not. And Cajun will turn the dream into a nightmare. 8-3. But NaVi will have a bye. Again, though, after a couple of lackluster rounds, they don't have a great deal to play with here. I mean, you've got no nades on Simple. He does have a kit. No nades on Guardian other than a flashbang. Lack of nades on Edward. But it is the best buy we've seen from them in quite some time now. Problem is, though, they are trailing, and whatever happens for the remainder of this half, they're going to be losing going into the second. Rest in peace, Seized. Your head has just been shattered into a million pieces, courtesy of Rubino. Guardian, though, is going to land the headshot with the AWP overkill. Flamey finishes off what C started onto Rubino with the grenade. And NaVi have turned this round into a player advantage. 3 plays 3. There's still so much time to play with, though, for Dignitas. They can try and play some of the mind games. Edward, in the meanwhile, is going to be holding down long. His partner in crime is Simple, who has his sight trained on the mid side, making sure no one pushes up towards the doors. MSL is the player to just about do that one. The spray comes in and Simple comes out second best. That's not something you expect to say. The MSL out-aimed Simple, but we've just witnessed it. And now it's config, but for not much longer. Even though Simple did get wrecked, courtesy of MSL, Edward steps up big with 2 frags. NaVi will take a 4th round. as the drops are coming back and forth. Both teams, honestly, all things considered, neither team has great economy. So this is another crucial fulcrum point in this match, where whatever team wins this round could go off on a bit of a spree. So if NaVi can take this, maybe the 8-7 would be possible. And that's not terrible for the CT side of Cobblestone. Definitely could turn things around the T side. But on the flip side of that, if Dignitas win this round, they could be looking at least 10 rounds going through into half-time, which would be fantastic. And they started things off pretty well with Rubino and Cage, and Edward and Flamey, though, once again trying to dig NaVi out of a deep ditch. Look at that from Magic. Just a couple of inches to the right. He may have even had a double spray down with the Mac-10. And Flamey and Edward were both extremely low. It's Guardian on full health, and it's coming around from the backside. His position has now been compromised, though, as he fires out with the M4, but Cajun was too busy eyeing up the frag onto Flamey, and Guardian will get the clutch. So NaVi just about lived to fight another day, but they've lost 4 players in the process, so their buy is not going to be great. Dignitas with a bomb plant may think about force buying here. If they've read the economic situation right, they may go in for a force, realizing that NaVi's economy is in a place where if they lose this, they'll have nothing for the last round. Very curious to see what the call will be for MSL. In actual fact, the pauses came in. This could very well be tactical. Let's have a look if you have any information. It really could be tactical or technical at this point. We've had a lot of technical issues so far. What's up, guys? How you doing in chat? One of the perks of solo casting is that you can actually read chat. You can actually interact with you guys. So, how's it hanging? Twitch chat is such a weird, polarizing experience. Like, so much love, so much hate at the same time. Feels good, man. Minus Simple plus Madness. Dude, Simple would wreck me so bad in-game. Like, unbelievably wreck me. Is Edward a Viking? Definitely looks like one. That beard, though. Alright, here we go. Back into the action once again, and Dignitas have elected to go for a 4. So deciding that, yep, the economy is ripe for the taking. A 2-for-2 trade thus far, but Rubino goes in with a Mac-10. Best with the M4, which will be Flamey, and that leaves Simple now in a 1-on-3. Deary me, NaVi will going to have not a pot to piss in if they lose this round. Simple gets tagged up from behind. It just hasn't been his day today. We haven't seen the Simple that cleans up. He's 4 for 11, guys. I don't remember the last time I've seen Simple with that kind of a scoreline. Edwards top fragging with 15. Guardians on 12 for NaVi. Meanwhile, 3 players sharing 13 kills on Dignitas. And yes, their last round isn't the greatest of buys. Seized has to try and fend off a push from MSL and Config. It can all come down to timing. Seized goes out dry, and he will be put down for this half at least. So, Dignitas eyeing up the 10-5. Half-time scoreline there. Simple is finally going to chime in with something to get excited about. Problem is, he's instantly shut down. And NaVi's woes continue as they find themselves a player behind. And in terms of weaponry, heavily favouring Team Dignitas. MSL takes out Guardian, leaving Flamey's UMP and a Mag-7 on Edward. All that remains. Edward's still looking pretty with his score, but let's have a look where they are currently. Edward's just outside of long. And Flamey's next to him. So they're going for this 2-man stack. Makes a lot of sense in this kind of scenario, honestly, especially with this weaponry. You're not expecting to get more than 1 kill with a Mag-7 or a UMP. So playing together allows you to maybe rinse through a couple of players. I actually really like that idea. Edward decides, screw it, I'm going to go walkies, I'm going to go pushing. And our Cajun Beast being Potentially aggressed on from two different sides. Dignitas reading the situation perfectly will rotate. But in fairness to NaVi, they have the exact same idea. And they will be wrapping themselves on towards the rock to try and block out any B aggression. 15 seconds left. A stray bullet or two could very well end the hopes of Dignitas. But to be config with a double tap. NaVi will trail 10-5. So while we're in the half-time, typically it takes the guys a little while to get ready. So I am going to go ahead and reconnect to the server. Oh, sweet. Console button doesn't work anymore. Why not? Just CSGO things, of course. So 10-5, guys. What do you think about that? A lot of you were saying that NaVi would wreck this. Like, easy 2-0. Dignitas have proved to be no pushovers. Right, so please tell me this is going to work now. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very sad panda. Yeah! No randomness. Loving it. Thank you so much, Cbble. One more thing I need to quickly change. You get to hear my cement fingers as well. It's never a bad thing. Boom. Haven't missed anything, boys. It's going to be okay. Ultras call me a scribe. Using my own emote against me. Bruh. Why does it hurt when you pee? I'm not a doctor. I recommend you go to a doctor and ask him or her. It sounds like that's probably something you want to get checked out, bro. Who's the caster? Medis. How's it going? What? That's Santos? You what, mate? Who is your favourite player in Rise's Scream? Scream's a sick player to watch, but I'd say my favourite player actually is Snacks. Love watching me some Snacks. Right, Fluky Kieran, what the hell is that emote? That is freaking me out. Someone did this in my chat the other day, and I actually couldn't stop looking at it. It's like, you know when you see something that just piques your morbid curiosity and it freaks you out, but like at the same time you can't look away? That emote is honestly so creepy to me. Where is it from? What's up, Mactav? How you doing? I'm scared of that emote. It's so creepy. Right, quick update, guys. So, by all accounts, I'm told I need to switch back to this because we're going to have a reset with a player unfortunately crashing. So I'm just going to chat with you guys while this gets resolved. So basically one of the players crashed. It's kind of messed with some of the settings. Haven't been informed how long it's going to take. Well, judging by that restart, it looks like we're good to go now. So I'm just going to jump right back in. False alarm, boys. We're okay. What happened to Kenny S? You what? Alright, so it seems that we are live. I was a bit curious there as the admins poked me and said, We have an issue with one of the players crashing out. It is possible he may crash out in this round then. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused. Every time I see this knife, I'm so jealous. Rubino, give me a knife, please. It's so sick. So very, very slow round. And yeah, it seems like someone crashed out in this one then. That's what the message was for, judging from what's happening. Rip config. It is a sick knife though, come on. Who do you reckon has the best knife in CSGO then, if you're not a fan of Rubino's? A very slow round. It's because the players crashed. Sapphire. Flamey has the best knife. Let's have a look. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Yeah, Device's knife is really good. Isn't that the M9 Emerald? Yeah, I got really close to the microphone there, so some of you probably got wrecked. You're welcome. Simple's knife has a lot of scratches though, but yeah, I guess pretty nice, like the Ruby M9. Those of you that just joined and are wondering why we're watching randomness unfold, it's because we have an issue with one of the players crashing. So now we're waiting for the server to get restarted, or at least the round to get restarted, and to get back underway again. This could take a little while, I've been told. So I can either put the music back on and go back to the AFK screen if you like, or I can keep talking and interacting with you guys. I'll leave that into your capable hands. Let me know, because apparently this could take a little while. So, rip the dream of getting this match on time. Feels good, man. Oh. Man. I got excited. I thought that was it. I thought the restart was coming in. I thought we were good to go. Cage, what were you thinking getting this skin, by the way? What is that? That Orion has been through some serious warfare. Scorched. Open cases. I have the worst case lock in the world. It's confirmed. Who's the worst player on the server? Me. My rank is Global Elite. Bruh. I have no cases, no keys, and I have the worst case luck in the world, right? It's just not possible, whichever way you look at it. What knife do I use? At the moment, a butterfly... Christ. I forgot what it was called. Fade. Like, obviously, being a caster may require you to be able to speak English. I completely forgot what the word fade was. That's boding well for the rest of tonight's casting, isn't it? So yeah, butterfly fade. That is one sexy knife, bros. Oh, I've been informed that we have to switch across to a different server, so you don't believe that I'm global. Prepare to have your butthole wrecked. Boom. Global Elite. Suck on it. But I have to switch to a different server anyway, so one sec. Nice picture. You can't beat a good bit of Harold, bro. So apparently this is the new server. I hope so. That was a mistake, wasn't it? I'm gonna get spammed with friend invites now. What have I done? Nice Photoshop skills. You got me, bros. I used to cast as MGE? I don't think I've ever been MGE. I think after my original placement matches, I was like LEM. I don't think I've ever been lower than LEM. I had a Smurf account for a while that I played with friends, and like I never played seriously on that account. The score's 10-5 to Dignitas. Again, we had an issue with a player crashing, and then we had to change servers or some kind of BS. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm basically waiting for this GoTV to start working. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere, boys. Nah, I had a Smurf a long time ago. I'm talking about, like... I feel like that Smurf is a year and a half ago, something like that. And at the time of my main, I don't think I was even that much higher ranked. So settle down, boys. You don't have a knife in your inventory, dude. Yeah, so I've got the butterfly knife on the marketplace right now. I'm kind of wanting to upgrade to a karambit. A year and a half is long ago? You what, mate? Where am I from? Northeast of England. The best AWPer? What do you mean in the world? Daki Dada, or do you mean like on the server, or if you mean in the world? I'm still feeling Guardian, man. Just what he's capable of doing, I think I will stick with Guardian. But I'd say there's a few AWPers that could definitely argue their place at the top. What do you guys reckon? Who's the best AWPer? Alright then. Sweet. To Dust we go, boys! Let's go! Don't worry, it's the standard thing that happens when you switch maps, it goes on Dust. It won't actually be on Dust. Do you know Resident Sleeper? Who doesn't know Resident Sleeper? It's Dank, mate. Fallen? Fallen's a solid shout. He's been playing really well lately. Some people saying Ken yes. Cajun B. Smiths. Great banter. It really is top quality banter. There is a Russian stream. I believe we have a few different languages that are being streamed to. Just hit up HLTV, you'll see the streams there. If you want to watch the Russian stream, there's one up. I think there may be a French stream as well. I live near Newcastle, about 10 miles away from Newcastle, yeah. Alu's the best? I think Alu's a very underrated AWPer. Dude's crazy potential. Classic. Your mum. In chat, classic. Never gets old. Newcastle or Sunderland? Bruh. Of course it's Newcastle. Who the hell would support Sunderland? Mackems. Favourite TV show? Oh, that's so difficult to answer. I'd say of all time, Breaking Bad has to be my favourite. Because seriously, how awesome is Breaking Bad? If you're wondering what's going on right now, guys, this is the screen that I see. There you go. Nice, bright screen. That's just burning my retinas. So, I'll save you from that. Good guy, Metis. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Game of Thrones is sick. Yeah, I do like Game of Thrones as well. That's why I said it's a really hard question, because there's probably like 10 TV series I absolutely love. But Breaking Bad, I would say, just because Bryan Cranston is such a beast, I'd say it's my favourite. Dexter was great until the last season, and then I actually wanted to jump out a window. That ending is absolute ass. There we go. Daredevil's amazing as well, yeah. Jessica Jones was sick. Haven't had a chance to watch Luke Cage yet. Hello. Server, please. There we go. Sweet. I've heard good things about Luke Cage, but I haven't seen it yet. Has anyone seen Luke Cage? If so, would you recommend it? Yes, I know The Blacklist. Love that as well. James Spader is an amazing actor. I feel like The Blacklist would be really quite a poor TV series if Raymond Reddington wasn't written the way he is, and if they didn't get James Spader to play him. That series honestly revolves so much around that character. It's unreal. Which cast is the best? CS. I feel like you've got quite a few ex-pros there. I think Natu and Moses are definitely up there as some of the best players. Why is it 0-0? Oh, don't make me do maths, dudes. Come on. First half ended 5-10 in favour of Dignitas. I think I'm actually going to have to do maths. And if any of you were here yesterday when I casted that quadruple overtime, you'll know that counting is not my strong suit. So this could go really bad. Someone write down a piece of pen and paper. A piece of paper with a pen, not a piece with pen and paper. That makes no sense. Or on your computer, what the score is. Because here we go. Dignitas have lost the first player anyway, regardless of what's going on with the scoreline. And now NaVi will be forcing their way up onto the site of A. The plant will be forthcoming as well. Dignitas setting up for a retake, but Magic's been picked off, so this makes it a very much one-dimensional retake now. All from the B side of the map. Rubino and Cajun both land frags though, keeping this alive. But then Seized and Flamey take it away. Config 1-on-3. I switch to him as he dies, so I get a nice crotch shot there. Thanks very much, GoTV. But NaVi are taking it 10-6. Hey, I got that one right, at least. James Spader is best. James Spader is amazing. Yeah, I've been informed. Don't worry, guys. The first half did count. That's still in the background, just the score doesn't show up for GoTV. So we are live in the second half. Your eyes don't lie to you. We are alive now. And Edward's going to try and push NaVi across the finish line. He was top fragging in the first half. If memory serves me correctly, I think he went 15 and 10. So he had a really solid first half of Counter-Strike. Flamey, meanwhile, puts down the hammer onto Config. And Rubino plus Cajun B probably equals a round loss in this kind of situation. And indeed it will. NaVi don't lose a single player. 10-7 now. Second half restarted. We had to join a different server because one of the players in the server crashed, and then they couldn't rectify the problem. I don't think he could reconnect or something like that. So they had to change server. That's why it kind of screwed us up. That's why we had a bit of downtime there. No real weapons for Dignitas to play with here in this round. So it's going to be NaVi taking it pretty convincingly. I see that Cbble lands a pretty nice tap onto Guardian's head. Down he will go. ESL now trying to push into the drop, and he is actually hit the frag, and we have a case of invisible gun syndrome. Just go TV things, of course. That's going to be really annoying. I think for now it's just him that has that problem. 2 on 2. You can't see the HP. I apologise, dude. Should be fixed now. Go TV's having a mare, isn't it? It's back up anyway. 2 on 2. 2 MPs face off against 2 assault rifles. The Galil and hands of Simple. You had a really poor first half, it has to be said. Edward finally with the spray. And that is Simple to pick it up with the Galil. NaVi bring it back to 10-8. Invisible gun syndrome is what I said, mate. Jesus. So after Dignitas picked up a lightning first half, with NaVi really struggling to get any kind of consistency going on the T side, they have brought this back into a redeemable situation. And now Dignitas don't have a huge amount of grenades to play with. They've already expended some of them. 2 incendiaries though in play. ESL also has invisible gun. It's going to really tilt me watching that, but does land the shot anyway onto Flamey. And looking for a second one, they line up for him. ESL goes through with 3 kills and gets the assist on the 4th player. It's now all on Guardian and his AWP. ESL, the cheeky peek onto the AWPer, gets the 4K. Well then, NaVi get wrecked. 11-8 now. Yeah, I'll be saying the score after every round just to save any confusion. So it's 11-8, guys. I've already played the first half. Then we had to change servers and stuff, and obviously the score didn't keep up. Dignitas took the first half 10-5. Come on, Fig. Made in wait. So Nico using this position a lot when the roles reversed. Look at him. He's got all the way through, slaloming through terrorist players. He's good for 2 kills, but the call will come through and Cbble will do the rest. Guardian, who got humiliated courtesy of ESL's USP in the last round. Now 1 on 4. What do we even do in this kind of a scenario? Hope for the best, I suppose. Hope that a CT pushes aggressively, gives his life away for free, but Dignitas are having none of it. It's looking like this is going to be 12-8, ladies and gents. It is Guardian, capable of madness. But it's typically with the AWP we expect him to go full-on aggro mode, and he will go down. So 12-8 now the scoreline. That is in favour of Team Dignitas. And NaVi are back into an eco. Likely into an eco. I mean, Simple has enough they could buy an AK. I was about to say, they could very well go in for this one. I saw at the corner of my eye, the Simple had 4.1k at his disposal. So they're actually going in for a force. Problem is, though, that if they lose this round, they'll be able to an eco, and it'll be a really precarious position for them at a 13-8 deficit. That Molotov is brutal to deal with, and NaVi are forced out into the open where Cbble will help them meet their maker. 3 plays 4. Dignitas with the advantages across the board in terms of weaponry, in terms of manpower. And Guardian has just been tagged down. Only has 5 health remaining. Simple does land the entry. The one player with the AK does come good. But the problem is that he's now fallen down, leaving C's all alone with his Tech 9. No kills for him. Dignitas take it to 13-8. And now NaVi's economy is in no shape to get a decent buyout of. Again, a couple players around 4k. I do not expect to see another force buy here. I really hope they don't, because that could push them out this map. So, once again, for those of you confused, it's 13-8 to Team Dignitas. Very much an A-centric push for now. Courtesy of NaVi. MSL, in the meanwhile, we'll be looking here, and they actually did go for a buy in the end. Which is, I mean, it's so brutal. Their economy just hasn't got ticking on the T side. You don't expect to see that too often. Edward's going to do what he can. Double spray down. It's giving NaVi a lifeline. Maybe this force could work out after all. Edward is down to 32, and now the support has arrived, leaving Simple and a UMP. But he does have a Deagle on top of that, in fairness to him. In a horrible place. And we know what Simple was capable of with this weapon. There's the first one tap, but no more will be given to him today. Down he goes, 14-8. Your maths is better tonight than last night. To be fair, last night I just got done casting 4 maps in a quadruple overtime. My brain was fried, bro. But yeah, that was a facepalm moment. Got to front page of Reddit, of course, just for extra humiliation. RIP. So 14-8, we'll see NaVi onto another 4-buy. Oh, Guardian. How do you prepare for that? Guardian just running out raw with a running one-tap for the Deagle. Yeah, absolutely demolished. Flamey, he's going to at least bag himself a kill to drop before falling prey to Config's M4 spray. NaVi do have the player advantage. It's one of the first times we've really seen this on the T side. Now trying to rummage together a strategy to play with. Guardian's not going to get the one tap, and Config goes walkies. And we'll get the kill into Simple. Very rough for NaVi. They were in such a good position just a few moments prior, but it's gone horribly wrong. Dignitas closed it out in style. And now 15-8 in the lead. NaVi are getting a pounding. Next map is Mirage, of course, a map that NaVi will be firm favourites to take. But I thought NaVi could very well 2-0 this one. Dignitas had other ideas. This is the map I felt that Dignitas had the better chance of winning. And the way they've been performing, couldn't put it past them to have a similar kind of score on Mirage. But let's see how this one finishes off first. Can they put the bullets down range and take down these frags? Simple and seized. Make that just Simple. He's heard the footsteps. Oh, get shanked, bruv. MSL's dead and buried. Here comes Config. Next up to the plate, and he will fall. Pretty clean kill as well. Only 22 health has been expended for the 2 frags. Minute and 10. He has the bomb. There are avenues of success that Simple could maybe tread towards, but Rubino's in a solid position, and Simple wants no part of this fight. He's really trying to play the mind games as well with Dignitas, who have spread out pretty evenly across the map. And there's Cajun waiting on platform. Dignitas will take it 16-8 on Cobblestone. A lot more than one-sided than I ever thought would come down on this map. I said a 16-13 victory to NaVi. I was completely off, of course. Pretty standard. I am a scrub after all. But that is map 1 done with. Mirage will be our final map of tonight's proceedings.